Well, hey, virtual round of applause from your couches and your desks and your chairs for my buddy Jason Hauser, all the way from the place called Idaho. Come on now.
All right.
Jason, I'm going to tell him who you are. So, Jason, at the very beginning of my career, I was writing songs, and I was a staff songwriter, and I was trying to get a record deal, but I was getting rejected, wasn't I? And
A little bit.
a little bit. A little bit. And Jason was one of the first people who said, "Hey, I think you're not just a songwriter. I think you're an artist too." And so Jason's belief in me really helped give me confidence to step forward and walk by faith and keep dreaming again, no matter how much rejection maybe I faced. And so Jason produced my first independent record, which is a record called Sellout. And I've got like a storage unit full of them because they never sold. They sell out, never sold out. But now, so Jason, you and I have written a bunch of songs together. Let's do a little medley.
Can I just tell him this? I want to tell my side of the story.
Okay.
So Matthew's telling his side of the story, but I was at this same publishing company, and I'm walking down the hall, and I hear this voice. And I've seen this dude coming in and out, like he's going on tour and he's back and forth, but I think he's already like a big Christian artist the first time, like before I met him. And then,
Because I was so handsome.
well, probably, you just looked like you had the deal. You know what I'm saying? And so then, but I heard his voice, and I'm like, who's that guy? What's the deal with this guy? You know, because I wanted to write with him. I wanted to work with him because I just loved his voice. I mean, before we had officially met, I'd heard his voice, and I like really chased him down because I got vision for what God had for Matthew.
That's
and
cool.
Matthew's got big vision as you know, in his life, we're both dreaming big. I mean, I love when he's singing the song Dream Again. I mean, that's my theme for this year because it's like to dream big, to dream what's possible. And I know so many of you here are here. I just want to say this in front of Matthew because God's given Matthew the gift of encouragement. And we all need to be encouraged. We all need to be stirred up to love and good works, as the word says. And Matthew has been given that gift of encouragement. And God gives that to you in these stories that just breathe life into people. And I know for me, I get just blessed by your music. And I'm so thankful I've got to be a part of the story of Matthew's life. And
Well, in a big way. I mean, we've written a ton of songs together. And so I was thinking, actually, I wasn't planning on it's not in my set list. But so let's sing just a little bit of like some songs that we wrote together, right?
I mean, it's gotta go back
I love you more than the sun and the stars that I taught how to shine. You are mine, and you shine for me too. I love you yesterday and today and tomorrow. I say it again and again. I love you more. Super fast version of it.
I like that.
Like
do the bluegrass
Zach
version
Brown up in here. Let's see. So we wrote that. We wrote what else did we write? Gosh, did we write The Motions?
I was going to say The Motions,
I don't want to go through the motions. I don't want to go one more day without your all-consuming passion inside of me. I don't want to spend my whole life asking, what if I had given everything instead of going through the motions? Those are like two of the biggest songs of my career, and we wrote many more. And then on this record, it was super cool. Like I kind of went through a season where I wrote a lot of songs like in isolation a little bit. Like I started going to that cabin and lost touch with
let's
the
tell him what
world.
really happened. I moved to Idaho, and he was a little ticked off.
Yeah,
and
he
so he's
moved
like,
to
fine, move to
Idaho.
Idaho. I'm not going to write with
That's
you
right.
anymore.
So
I'm
I
going to go write by myself.
So I started writing.
He
all
took
this-
his guitar, and he went home.
I did. So I started writing by myself, and then on this record, I started craving more community, and I was like, I invited Jason back to the cabin, and
He missed me.
I
That's
did.
what happened.
I did.
mean,
and
let's just.
the three of us were in the cabin a whole bunch, and so we wrote Broken Things together. We wrote
All in.
All In,
Something greater.
Something Greater, and let's play something. I want to play Something
Well,
Greater.
yeah. But I'd love
Let's
to tell a
talk
little
about
bit of
it.
story,
Yeah.
you know, because it's been cool for me being a part of Matthew's story from the very beginning and being at the back of a church when he's playing and just crying, seeing how God's using him, and then seeing the day actually that he met his wife Emily. I was there. I could almost take credit for introducing them because she
come
came.
on, man.
No, really. Here's how I remember it, the way I remember it. So, but we're in the Starstruck building. She comes up. She's talking to me. She had to talk to me.
She was talking to you.
And I was talking to you, and I think she interrupted. She probably wanted to meet you, honestly. I don't know if that's what was happening.
I think she did. I mean,
probably. She probably made up some business she had to talk to me about with some songs.
She pursued me, and I finally said, all right, you're the lucky winner.
I'm
just kidding. Okay, I get in trouble every time I say that.
That's not how it happened. Emily, you know that's not how it happened. But no, so she came. So we were talking, and I made introductions, and then she left, and Matthew's like, does she work here? What's her, like, immediately, I mean, Matthew
she was like
taken
gorgeous.
with her immediately. And we were like, because then after Matthew left, my buddy Michael Martin, who's my business partner in my publishing company, we talked and we're like, okay, wow, Matthew is like, that's something just happened. And we were honestly laughing about it. But sure enough, Matthew had pursued her, opened the door. And so that was the beginning of this story.
Yeah. And so it was pretty cool because I always joke that, like, I got a wife and a record deal in the same day, which was like a pretty amazing day. And I mean, that's an all-in day too, you know, and obviously it didn't happen quite like that, but the way you remember it is exactly right. Just meeting her that day that I auditioned for a record deal, and you know, it really points to just kind of God's greater plan at work, you know. And I really wanted to tell a lot more of my story in this record. And I'm glad you're here. It's so cool that you're able to be here in town. We're actually going to write a song tomorrow and hang out. But Jason's got an amazing ministry called Seeds. It's an amazing worship for family, and tons of records out there. I actually sing on a couple of them, so you can find them wherever you listen to music. But it's just an awesome guy who obviously, as you can see, also has the gift of encouragement. So a lot of times you might not get to see some of the faces behind the music that's being created, but just know that we're praying heavy and hard for these songs that we write, and we hope that they inspire you. So man, thanks for being here.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, man.
I'm gonna
and
play.
so you're going to play? Yeah, because I want to say it was so cool to get to write this song, Something Greater, when it came up, because I was there when they met. I was there, and we've been part of the story, and to see this come to life. And so I hope this song encourages you.
Yeah. This is my story. Ready?